coming in at wide receiver 7 in ADP. I think it's safe to say everybody's favourite sleeper. I think I've seen more hype for this player on Twitter and on podcasts and in articles than any wide receiver in the draft. Yet he's still wide receiver 7 in ADP. I mean, Marvin Mims, Ali, are you joining the hype train? Are you one of those that think he could be a sneaky grab in Dynasty?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I was on Marvin Mims early, but it turns out probably a lot of people were very similar. Is someone that I've probably used that shh meme on my timeline just so many times because of people throwing out stats earlier about Marvin Mims as one to watch, and I'm just like, just let it stew, just keep it quiet, and he can be our secret. But unfortunately, he's nobody's secret right now, and that combine, he absolutely smashed the combine and really opened up people's eyes to Marvin Mims to look into him more. And with that, unfortunately, his ADP has risen quite massively. He actually, it's in line with mine. It's wide receiver 7 for me. And he's someone that I do struggle on because I want to put him higher, but I've just got a few little question marks on him. But yeah, such a prospect that I absolutely love. See, 5'11", 183 pounds, which is fine, maybe a tiny bit light. But he certainly doesn't show it on the field. He plays really, really strong and bigger than what his frame suggests. And as I mentioned, at that combine, it opened up a lot of eyes. He was the 4th fastest wide receiver in terms of the 40 time, that 4.38. He was 5th in the vertical jump. He was 12th in the broad jump, 4th in the free cone. So really impressive scores from Marvin Mims. And yeah, really opened up people's eyes. Really versatile wide receiver, can play in the slot, and he can also play outside. And he was also used as a punt returner, so just showed off that blaze and speed. And it's funny because I always try and watch 2 to 3 games on each prospect, and just speed for me didn't really catch my eye with Marvin Mims as someone that was going to be that fast at the combine, but just to put down that speed as well is just another big tick in the box. In his career, he averaged.
Go on.
He averaged 19.5 yards per reception in his college career. So really impressive from Marvin Mims. He's reminded me a bit like a Chris Godwin light. It's a bit of a comp that I've used. He's quite a physical receiver, but surprising for someone of his size. But yeah, really, really impressive.
Yeah, I think that, the first thing that jumps off the page is that freshman year. Anytime you can break out 18 is impressive. You look at the advanced stats, I mean, 32% targets per route run is mind-blowing. To do that as an 18-year-old freshman is absolutely insane. He also had a yards per route run that year of over 4, which is just insane. I really like him. I think he's, you can see on screen that sort of ADOT every year over 15 yards. It shows how often he was used as that downfield threat, kind of stretching on the outside. But I don't think that is he's not limited to just being a deep threat. I really think that he can be someone that can be used on the underneath routes, those sort of shallow crosses, things like that. Get the ball in his hands where, you mentioned his punt return ability. He's fantastic after the catch as well. And I think that that's going to hopefully allow him to be more than just a kind of a one-trick pony at the next level. Yes, there is a slight concern in terms of the size. He is not short, but he's kind of slender. I do have a slight concern about his hands. I think it's not that he's got drops. He's a good kind of receiver of the ball, but it is a lot of arms and body catches rather than hands going away from the body, which it can be kind of ironed out at the next level, but I do think that that's a potential concern where he's not going to be wide open as he was in college as often in the NFL. And I think that if he's not a go and get it kind of receiver in terms of catching the ball away from his body, it could be an issue, because as soon as you're catching the ball into your body, you're allowing the defenders to get that kind of opportunity to disrupt things. So a couple of slight concerns. I really can't get why he's falling where he's falling in current times of both dynasty drafts, but also the NFL drafts. There's talk that he could be a day 3 pick, maybe sneak into the 3rd round. I mean, I think that he's got the potential and should be talked about around the the Jalen Hyatts and players like that. So yeah, I really like Mims. I think he's going about where I'd want to take him. I don't think he's good enough, or I'd have enough confidence to be taking him ahead of any of the kind of the big six, as we're calling them. But yeah, really, really interesting prospect, and certainly someone that if he lands on the right team as a good number two opposite a bigger bodied X type receiver that will pull away coverage, I think he could be a really, really interesting kind of wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 for fantasy, but a kind of an NFL wide receiver 2 as such. Do you think that there's enough volume that he will be able to command so that he can be a fantasy star, Ali?
Yeah, there's certainly question marks. I perhaps think he was underused at Oklahoma. Certainly ran a pretty limited route tree over there. Just you look at the last year, just 54 receptions in the 13 games played. It's not someone that really stands out to you. All right, the 1,000 yards is really nice, but for me, I do see his ceiling as a wide receiver 2 on his team, not a wide receiver 1, which is fine. If he finds the right offense to be in, wide receiver 2 is absolutely fine for fantasy and someone that I want on my team. But yeah, there's certainly question marks on whether he can become a target hog. I don't see that in his range of outcomes. I know I love his versatility, but a lot will come down to whether he gets day 2 or day 3 draft capital. I can't see him getting day 3 draft capital, but I have seen it touted as well. So there is slight concerns there, but for me, his ceiling's only going to be a wide receiver 2 on his team, which obviously limits his ability in fantasy.